may have many special dogs, but for me that one special dog is no doubt Mitch. There's a certain depth and connection there that you can't describe unless you're really into dogs per se, but this is certainly is adding a lot of joy to my life. Well, this is Mitch. This is well, my best friend, really my best friend, and I've had Mitch for it must be now getting on to 6 years. Or 1st of July 2004. He wasn't born then, but that's when I got him. He was adopted by a couple who then no longer could keep him, and somehow we just became friends. As they say, love at first sight, and we actually bonded on a couch similar to this when I visited him the first time, and we sat for 3 hours, and a week later I collected Mitch. So hobbies, we have a very similar hobby, which is lots of walkies, not now but later. Lots of licking, which I don't tend to do. I tend to receive. He does the licking, and once he makes your acquaintance, he's the lick of life, and he generally also travels with me. So that's why I've got the car set up as it is. So we're never really all that far apart, and keeps me active with my walkies. So we do a lot of things together. So it's good fun. And previously I have had a dog that was probably not so much part of everyday life, that would stay home, whereas Mitch suddenly he's a dog that goes with me wherever I go, and it's a lot of joy because you bring your most important part from home with you, and for me that's him, because it's just you don't go walking alone, and you can go walking anywhere, anytime, and just the area that I live in is around South Hobart, and there's fantastic walking opportunities, little creek trails and bush tracks, roads, you name it, it's all there. And because he's quite a powerful dog, can quite easily feel like he's going to rip your arm out when he starts pulling. I have no idea what breed Mitch is. I mean, you get several ideas. People will tell you this, that and the other, and possibly boxer, possibly pit bull, possibly Staffordshire Terrier, possibly this, that and the other. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's his nature is very gregarious. He's very outgoing and likes to play. He's a good watchdog, and I know prefer not to have to put him to the test, but I think he also is very loyal to, I guess to me, his best friend. And I find it interesting because it's actually a connection across species, which is really quite interesting. The dog or the canine species, and then the human species. I find it interesting to have formed such a strong bond, and it shows you how, because we obviously we don't speak the same language in a sense of English, but we communicate very well, and I can read his body language, and I'm sure he can read mine, so I know as to what he's about to do. If he's scared, if he's excited, if he is whatever. He's a very, very affectionate dog. Loves to sit and cuddle, and he would love to sit and cuddle for hours. And he also particularly likes to sit. If I'm doing my computer work, it's actually quite funny because he always wants to go and sit on my lap, and he doesn't realize that he's not a lap dog, because he is actually he's about 38 kilos, so almost 40 kilograms of this ball of muscle. Yeah, so he's a well-traveled dog, and he's driven to a lot of places, and he can easily sleep from all the way from Canberra, for example, to Melbourne. He will sleep all the way, and then because he's so exhausted from sleeping, he will sleep some more when he gets in when he gets into the house, because it's really been quite an exhausting drive for him, sitting in the back sleeping. Never really had any health issues, which is good. Probably because he's kept active. He gets a good, generally a dry diet, so and a few bits and pieces here and there, and treats, and loves his sort of chewable treats that take a while to destroy. He's done some funny things because he's a dog who is probably very inquisitive, and he remember when he was very young, he also answered mobile phones and iPods, and played with them all and chewed them to bits, and actually became a very valuable dog. With, I think he's had a few, destroyed a few iPods and phones because they make noises. Best friend is Harvey. Where's Harvey? And who's a Labrador. And well, and then there's another friend called Fergal Sharky. Where's Fergal Sharky? Fergal Sharky is a little Westie. The two of them go crazy together, and see what I mean about the licking? Well, thank you. Okay, and here I am. That's right. Say something nice, Mitch. He can also talk. He looks rough, but he's not. He's a very playful dog, considering he's 6, and he eats his food at will. He doesn't actually get fed in the sense of the traditional meal once, twice a day, as most dogs do. He's a grazer. He eats very little throughout the day. Loves his treats, chicken liver treats and what have you, and greenies and all sorts of things. But he just doesn't, he doesn't actually, he's not really a beggar, and he's very happy with having an abundance of food. So it's been actually very easy, because when I started doing that, people laughed at me saying you can't put out, basically I put out 18 kilograms of food, that's what's in a bag, and it's never, it just never runs out. And he never really overeats, which is remarkable, because considering people say dogs are so food driven. And he's just a joy to have around, and it's been by chance that we found each other, because I wasn't actually looking for a dog at the time, but he sort of more or less found me, or I found him, whichever way. But it's been just marvelous, and I'm glad to be able to be part of his journey of his life, and hopefully can give him the best life possible. And this is certainly is adding a lot of joy to my life. So say something nice, Mitch.